Okay, let's pick up with part 2 of where we left off, this time with a game loop and some other things. I'm still practicing recording, so today you get a title, yay, fancy. Let's go to our code. Now I'm trying not to do anything off screen for this, so bear with me. You'll see some stuff which you already know, but for the benefit of, I don't know, progress, I decided to, everything I do, I'll do while recording. One thing I thought of is Git. We don't have any Git stuff, so let's set that up. Git init git branch main, because let's be proactive, progressive, and git ignore. We need to ignore some files. There we go. Game for one, and everything under object. And because I didn't show you this last time, but in here we get an object file, just as we specified in the make file, this one. And inside that object folder is all our compile time objects that are later on linked. What else do we want to ignore? I'll leave compile flags because I might switch computers. And git status, git add, status, git commit, initial commit, and let's create a repository for this. I'll make this private, but yeah, as we progress I might make it C game. It's the worst name ever. You know what? Should we use one of the suggestions? How about stunning meme? Let's do that. Stunning meme. Oh, no, I hate that. It's stupid. STL2C game tutorial. STL2C game tutorial project. I'll make it private. Not a readme, not an ignore. Create repository. And it's this one we want. Let's just copy that. So add origin, push that. And if we refresh this now, it should be viewable. I'll make it public eventually. For now, it's a little code, you'll be able to follow along. Also, we have more make file than actual C code. So, source main, game loop. It's live. It's gone now. And what do we do? STL init. STL init video. That should be it. Let's just do video. We'll need a window. I think that's called STL window, isn't it? Yeah. Window. Create window. Title. To see game. I still haven't decided. I'm kind of going for Pong. We'll just build Pong and we'll we'll start by drawing boxes, then we'll replace the boxes with textures, then we'll add some form of sound. I'll probably just use STL Mixer for that, and then we'll see where we end up. Now I don't care where it positions this. As you can see, I don't know if this is, yeah, it should be where. What position do we want it? And we don't really care. And I think there's a window post center. Yeah, there we go. so we'll just use that. We're going to add some CLang formatting to this as well, because I can feel this won't hold in the long run. With that, 640, 480, 1024. Yeah. 640, 480. Old school width. Flags 0. We don't have any flags. We need to error check this. So if not window, init and SDL get error. What you can. Oh yeah, because we're not using it. Something like that. You know what? And then -1 terrible failure. You know what? I hate this. So let's create a handler for this. Static void panic and abort. This is just, I know this can feel a bit convoluted, but like we'll have to do it anyway, so why not do it right from the beginning instead of you having to watch me go and refactor a bunch of code, which will happen anyway, but let's try and reduce the amount. And that means that we can change this to panic and abort, and this should be different now. CT string colon string, and this should be message and error. Wonder if we can const. Yeah, that should be fine. Const. No change those. And if find new C or defined CLang. Oh, it's small, isn't it? CLang. Void no return. And if this is like a header attribute which tells the compiler that this function will never return, so we won't get warnings about that. We don't need that new line anymore. And if SDL, I forget what this returns, it returns an int. Audio, video, just blah 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 blah. Oh, I can't find it. I don't really know how this. I think it's if it's not 0, we have a problem. SDL init fail. This get error function returns a user-friendly error, not like a developer-friendly error. And yeah, it will print something useful to like a player of the game that your video card sucks, or I don't know, things like that. Let's see if this builds. At the end of this we should have an SDL question. actually we can have that here as well, because SDL quit should be safe in all circumstances. And SDL delay, is that 1 second? I think yes. In theory, if we run this now, we should see a window for a few seconds, like 1 second, and then it quits. Oh, that's nice. We also need a renderer, so SDL renderer. And it gets render, yes, from the window. And if not renderer, panic and put SDL get renderer. This panic and abort function eventually will have to move that to something more general, because I think it will appear more and more. We'll try and stick to one file for as long as I can stand it, and then we'll refactor it and pick it apart a bit and show you how I like doing, I won't say object orientation, but kind of data orientation in C with structs and stuff. There are lots of opinions on this, but you'll see my way of doing it, and I think it's kind of handy. There is one thing which it just feels like we want some more flags here. Yeah, no, this feels wrong. SDL create renderer. There we go. Takes a window still, and an index, which we don't care about, so I think we can send -1, and flags. And it's this particular flag part we're interested in. So let's look at the API, because I have that. I had it open. I'll post this in the description of the video. 2D accelerated rendering. Can we create? This is the one we want. Flags. Index. Or -1 to initialize. The first one supporting the requested flags. 0 or more. And let's look at the renderer flags, because we want some nice ones here. We want accelerated, we want vsync, and we don't need target texture yet, so accelerated and vsync. And accelerated and SDL vsync. I'm not sure about vsync at the moment, but let's just leave it. Nah, let's remove it. Let's just fry what this is essentially. So what did we do now? SDL init's SDL, and we provided one flag which says we want to be able to draw to the screen. That's about it. If it fails, we just crash. SDL create window creates a window with this title, positioned centered, with a width of 640 pixels on a height of full 80 with 0 flags. And if we can't do that, we panic and abort. Then we create a renderer, which is sort of new to, I think it appeared with SDL2 if I'm not mistaken, which is our drawing context. This could be on Windows, this will probably be Direct3D rendering, and on Linux it will be OpenGL. And if your graphics card is garbage, SDL will crash and tell you so. Then we have this delay, because nothing's happening in this function. We just init everything and then it dies. So without this delay, if we run our program, it just opens the window and disappears. But with this delay in place, we were able to, that was just a compile, let me run it. We get a second to look at our window with the title and then it shuts down. So let's do the loop. For that we need a bool quit equals false. bool doesn't exist in C, so we have to include std_bool.h. And while not quit, this is the loop. While not quit, it runs. And what else do we need? We need an event, because we need to be able to quit. So we get stl and another loop in here. stl poll event. I think it is. It might look like I know everything about this framework as I'm writing, but I don't. I've just done this multiple times. It will be more and more looking at the API as we progress. Sometimes I might cheat and look at the API ahead, but I will always code everything on video. That takes an event, which it will populate. This is the event handling loop. So this outer loop will be our get events and draw loop. This inner loop will handle events, and it's one in particular that we're interested in right now. Switch e dot type case stl quit. This should, yeah, that's an event type. Then we set quit to true and break. And default break, because yeah, let's do it correct. What are you complaining about? Oh. Two. And so what this does really is, if we run the program now, it will run, and now it's just spinning inside this loop and inside this loop. So we're going through the main one, and then we're going through the inner one. And every time it's checking, did we get an event? And in this switch we check, do we have an event of the type stl quit event? And if we do, we set quit to true, which should break the outer loop. So, and the quit event is triggered by escape, no, not escape, but Control C for one, and clicking this little cross in the corner, or Alt F4. Let's try closing the window. Ta-da. So, yeah, there'll be a lot more events, because all the buttons and all the mouse stuff is going into this event handler, and we'll have to break it out eventually. But for now, it should work. So let's draw something. I'm just going to draw a blank screen. So first we have to pick a color. So stl render. It's set render draw color. Takes the renderer, because that's what we're manipulating, and then it takes an RGBA value. So red 0, green 255, all green, blue 0, and alpha 255 is opacity. You'll recognize this from any color picker on the internet. Maybe I can show you. Color picker. Did my internet explode? Oh, let's just ignore that then, and I'll talk about it. Red, green, blue. Different values of these you can create any color you want, and the final one is opacity, and we don't want 0 opacity. We want this completely, what is it, solid. So then we max out the value. We might use transparency later. This should give us a really, really green screen. Or it should set the rendering color to really, really green. Then we have to do stl render clear, I think it is. Clear. What is it? Render. Render clear. There it is. This essentially tells the renderer draw everything in the set color. Just clear everything and replace it with the set color. And that should be it. So let's see if we get a green screen when we run this. Oh, we didn't. Because I forgot something. That's nice. Everybody makes mistakes. The last thing we have to do is STL render present. Because for this particular operation we are drawing to a behind the scenes buffer. That's how I like to think about it. It might not be true anymore, but that's how I pretend. So we're drawing to a picture in the background which is not visible, and then with present we replace the current buffer with the one we drew in the background, so that this allows you to draw a lot of intricate stuff, and then when you're done you present it to the player or viewer, instead of the player or viewer having to look at your drawings being drawn to the screen. So how about now? Should give us nice screen cut. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's hard on the eyes, isn't it? Let's grey that bit. So 100, 100. If you have the same value for all of them, it's just a grayscale. I think that's nicer to look at. Yeah, that's a nice grey colour. That should be it for today, isn't it? So we have our drawing. Don't know how long we've been going. 21 minutes. Do we want to set up some annoying formatting? Because I know it's just good quality project, isn't it? To do it. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm actually going to off-screen peek at. I've done this recently, so. Or have I? No, I haven't. Have I? No, I haven't. Let's do it anyway. No, screw it. We'll do that next time. We'll clean it manually now. I'm going to change ISM editor flags which aren't in place. Maybe top files. This. Cool. I think my internet's dead. Oh, let's ignore that. And yeah, we'll just pick up next time. So have a good day, guys. Hope this helped.